So, folks, welcome to this episode of The Rumble. My guest today is an actor. I haven't had too many of them with me. In fact, hardly any. They seem to shy away from the camera when it's places like this, but they love it when they're acting. So, welcome to the show, Ashok.
Pleasure, sir. Thanks
So,
for
are
having
you
me.
known as Ashok, or do you have a second name to your
Ashok Kumar.
Ashok Kumar?
Or Ashok, yeah. My actual name is Ashok Kumar Balakrishnan, as my mom and dad named me.
All right.
There were options of changing the name in terms of the screen name, and then I believe that the first thing that our mom and dad give us is our name. So might as well, live up with
But
that.
I guess a guy like Dilip Kumar would have been as famous as Yusuf
As
Bhai.
Yusuf Bhai.
Yusuf Bhai sounds like somebody who came out of one of those underworld stories. The Bhai log, True. I think for him it worked.
No,
Really.
it's just a personal, subjective matter. When it's better, when people call us out, they'll say Ashok, then it's better to turn for our own name rather than, they'll say, hey Mahesh, you don't even know, this is my name, I need
do you
to
think
tell.
it'll ever become second nature to take on to your adopted screen name? It'll become your name in the course of time?
It's like,
Do you know anybody who's got to change name in the acting field?
so many.
Yeah?
So many.
Tell me what.
Rajini sir for himself. Rajinikanth was Shivaji Rao Gaikwad.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that had happened so long ago. I don't think he remembers it anymore. But among the newer lot, anybody who changed their names? Or they all stick with their own names?
Not really. In fact, when my name, they planned to change my name is because there was already a gentleman called Ashok. And all I felt was, eventually it's our work that reaches people. So once the work reaches, the name is going to get famous by itself.
Generally, the hit movie gets tagged along with their name and, it starts to move on from there.
No, and people say what's in a name, but I guess a rose is a rose is a rose, but we remember the person who said that.
True.
So we remember Shakespeare when he says what's in a name.
Yeah,
so there is quite a lot in a name.
That's true.
So
That's
eventually,
true. When you entered Collywood,
yeah.
this was obviously not with any family background because you already told me that you didn't come from a family that was already into cinema.
Sir.
You are the first in your family.
Sir.
So what were the rest of them doing in your family itself? Were they all businessmen?
A very middle class family with high values. That's
Okay.
how my family is. Amma, Appa, I have an elder brother, and me. Daddy, he is with God as of now. He started his own business into manufacturing battery chargers and stuff like that. He was into that. Brother had an inclination towards cricket, which picked up prominence much later. And then he currently runs his own. He's into HR recruitments and stuff like that.
Okay.
It was always a passion, which by the grace of God is a profession now. Performing arts, I started learning Bharatanatyam at the age of 4.5.
I always wondered, how did boys get into Bharat? It's such a stereotyping actually, where boys don't do that and they only pick up a gun and the girls go to dance, but then
But
boys do it.
incidentally, it's called Bharatanatyam because it was started by Bharat,
Okay.
who was a guy.
Okay.
It went into the Devdasi system. Women started dancing and stuff like that. But even I was not a prodigy boy who said, "Amma, I want to learn Bharatanatyam." My brother used to learn Mridangam.
Okay.
So I was taken to the Mridangam class on Vijay Dashmi
Foot
or
tapping
Dashara.
music from him. And
Absolutely. My brother's guru, in fact, told my mom, in the Paya, he does his tapping his foot is better than, what his brother plays on an instrument.
Okay.
So put him into dance instead of an instrumental form, and that's how Bharatanatyam started.
Okay.
So I used to learn classical, and I was the only boy in class.
What was it like learning Bharatanatyam growing up in Ghatkopar? Where did you grow up in Bombay?
Yeah, I started. We now shifted to Mulund in Bombay.
Okay, but
it
at
started
that
at
time
Ghatkopar.
you were
Yeah,
in Ghat.
that's right.
Ghatkopar is about as Maharashtrian a name and neighborhood as one can imagine.
Absolutely.
And right there in the middle of all that, you have this South Indian guys.
That was fun. Fun, and I used to actually complain because I was the only guy in class, and my teacher heard this. I was a little dumb at that time. It would have been a nice thing to have girls around, but mom eventually spoke to the teacher, and the teacher, she said that he's masculine, he is doing it well, and I don't want you to stop him. I want him to continue under my guru, and that's how I started learning under Sri T.S. Kadirvelu Pillai.
Okay.
Very renowned guru, and even if I take one step in dance today, complete credit goes to him.
So tell me, this Guru Shishya thing, I can see you doing little thingies in respect. But what is it that a teacher really does for you? I mean, they can't actually teach you every step, or do they teach you every step?
I think it's a two-way relationship. It's not only about incoming, but it's also about how you receive.
Okay.
In fact, what I loved about my guru is till date, I don't know if you believe this, he has never stood and shown me a single step. In classical dance, in Bharatanatyam, he has always sat and with his nattuvangam that they do, the stick and the log. He has till date never stood and shown me, Ashok, in the step, the step is this way. He's never shown me footwork.
Or he just make you do it and say that you got it right there.
He will say Dittalang and everything, and then I grasp it. What he liked about me is he used to teach people who are really advanced in terms of whose Arangetram is done.
Okay.
To name a few, there's Hema Malini, Deepak Mazumdar, sir, Asha Parekh, who have all been his disciples. He saw me doing the basic steps and Adavu as well, and he said, I'll teach this child. So
how old was it? I mean, everybody starts at very young age, I know, but how old were you?
I started at 4 and a half.
So when you did that famous serial with
Krishna.
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 But who produced it?
Ramanand Sagar.
Ramanand Sagar. I mean, that's a classic. You were picked, or they just happened to notice you?
They were actually looking for a boy who could dance, especially because I had the cream episode of Kalinga Nardhanam and everything, the dancing on the Kaliya snake, lifting the Govardhan mountain and all. So they were looking for a boy. I had a Bharatanatyam performance at ISKCON temple there in Bombay, Bhakti Kalakshetra in Juhu. And someone from the audience happened to know Ramanand Sagar sir, and then they called. I went through an audition. There were about 750, 800 children who were auditioned, and I was glad to be the lucky one.
So you heard it from him. He came into cinema completely by accident, but playing a role of Krishna as a child. Yeah. So from there, many other things would happen to him, but he ended up in Hollywood, as we call it, doing a movie. We'll find that out when we come back. So when you came to Madras, I presume, Chennai, you got directly into films because that was always you were aiming for it, or was it a culmination of a lot of searching?
Obviously, I mean, I knew nobody here. I knew names, I didn't know faces.
Okay.
So in fact, because when I was brought up in Bombay, my native is Tiruvayur, Tanjore, but I was brought up in Bombay. Fluent in Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, cosmopolitan crowd. I know Hindi films. I know how Karan Johar looks. I know how Yash Chopra ji looks. I know how N. Chandra looks. I didn't know how a few famous names here look. Okay. Because I've seen films, I've learned from films. Fortunately, because Tamil happens to be my mother tongue. Okay. So I've seen...
you grew up watching them in any case?
Yeah. I mean, the language we spoke there was Tamil.
Okay, at home?
At home. But my mom still has that little cute accent, which is one that I carried when I came down to Chennai, and people used to make fun of me. Okay. So I picked up accents after coming here. No, it was more like this Brahminical accent that Amma had. And my mom's from Palakkad. So she has this Michael Madan Kamarajan accent.
Distinct Malayali mixed to it.
Korcha. So my Tamil happened to be like that, and people were like, enna Tamil ya adu pesra. And then after that, I kind of picked up by interacting with people.
But that's good, little differences in accents. It makes the person interesting instead of just...
No, but the fact is, what I like, see, when I was in Bombay, you know what is Bombaya Hindi, or you know what's Punjabi Hindi, Delhi Hindi, UP Bihari, Bhojpuri Hindi, everything, I never really thought that there are so many dialects in one little Tamil Nadu.
Correct.
And after I came here, now I'm fluent in Coimbatore Tamil, Madurai Tamil, different slangs. Yeah. So when I came down, acting was obviously a passion. That was the main thing, that I wanted to knock doors and meet up with people. And in fact, the first office that I went to asking addresses was Mani's office. Okay. And there I happened to meet one lady. I showed her my acting class, my show reel. Photographs, my Bharatanatyam articles.
What was a show reel? Was it DVD?
Yeah, because I finished an acting course up in Bombay with Kishore Namit Kapoor's Acting Institute. Okay. So ange mudichen. So I had something to show about myself. Just like an introduction. She said, you're talented, Ashok. Go and meet Kamal sir's office is close to Samco Hotel. Go and meet this person. Go and meet that person. So she kind of suggested a few people, and that's how the journey started. What brought me to Chennai was again a choreography assignment. I was doing a DVD album as a tribute to MS Subbalakshmi Amma. Okay. So that went on simultaneously, and in my free time I used to knock doors and find the opportunity.
But you were very clear in your mind that you did want to get into acting as a profession.
Completely.
It's not that you had something else in mind and this had just happened.
If I wouldn't have been an actor, I would have still been struggling to be an actor.
Okay. So tell me, you did theatre also. And that's something that very few people do. They all say, I know the older generation of actors always said that they did theatre and they loved it and they always want to go back to it. And they keep saying those things. I don't know whether they ever do it. But do you see any really huge differences other than the setting in which the performance happens between stage and getting in front of a camera?
No, I think it's more like, to put it in terms that people can comprehend, it's like cricket. We talk about turf wickets, we talk about a flat pitch, a grassy pitch.
Yeah, or coir pitch. Yeah.
And you basically change your game based on the pitch.
True.
Of how fast the ball comes to you, if it's a batting wicket. Simultaneously, I think as an actor, it's only the medium that differs. Many people have a misconception that stage and theatre implies overacting.
Being very loud and stuff like that.
But you know what I learned is that it's not really overacting, it's over projection. It's about intensity. Because the first person sitting on the first row and the last person sitting there need to hear your dialogue, and you shouldn't shout or scream. It's about how you project your voice. It's about how you...
The modulation of your voice.
Theatre helps a lot, basically, to leave aside all your inhibitions.
Okay.
Theatre helps a lot because you just get one take. You can't goof up in front of an audience, and even if you do, you need to have the presence of mind to make it up.
Yeah.
And
finish the sequence. Get out of it.
Yeah.
Get out of a mess.
So theatre basically is soulful as an actor. You feel nice on stage. And
so you're your own boss, basically. There's nobody guiding you through every single thing, unlike a movie.
Right.
But these directors, do they actually direct, as they say in the books, every single thing that you do, or they leave it to you to interpret?
Different people, different ways. I personally believe that if you tell the content to an actor and you leave things to his interpretation, there's more freedom. Okay. There's more freedom. See, you asked about the difference between cinema and cinema. The good thing about these lenses, this camera, is the fact that it catches the subtlest of expressions which our naked eye doesn't really watch.
Yes.
So something like this will be too loud for this camera.
Yeah, you need to just lift an eyebrow.
Just a very little,
subtle,
very subtle. And so that's when you, as an actor, you change as per the medium that you're in.
Okay.
That's the only primary difference is what I see. Secondly, in terms of directors directing you, I believe if you trust your actor, he is more responsible to deliver properly.
Rather than the director should trust his actors.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise it tends to get mechanical. If someone shows me, Ashok, this is how I want you to act, then it won't come from here. It will come from here.
I was talking to another youngster like you, also in the same field, and he said that when it comes to rehearsing for the actual shoot, they do a kind of workshop in advance, and they run through everything. And invariably, the difference between what happened during the rehearsals or whatever the session is called, where they all read their parts, and what actually happens on the day of the shoot is, there's this heaven and earth difference between them, because in the reading time, they're just reading whatever was written in the script. They had no time to contribute. But as they go on into rehearsing, then the actors, I believe, they tend to contribute something by saying that, hey, I think this sounds really artificial. This is really shitty. I wouldn't say this. If I'm the actor in that spot, that's not the way I would say it. Did you ever have a situation where you could tell the director, listen, I think this is...
I always convey... See, it's not what you say, but how you say that matters. Eventually, the film is the director's baby. So we are all like colors in his painting. So you eventually... I believe that I want to communicate completely to my director. Maybe he's very experienced. Maybe he's a newcomer. Maybe he's short-tempered. His personality is what will determine how I project it to him, but I definitely will convey it to him. Because if at the end of the day, an audience points out something that came into my mind after the film releases, I'm gonna be guilty that bloody I thought of it that day. I should have told him somehow. Yeah. Even if my point gets taken or not, I'll at least I'll communicate. See, there are, for example, if a lightman tells me, Ashok sir, you could have done this, why don't you try this differently? If my ego comes in between and says, you're a bloody lightman, who are you to teach me acting?
Shut your mouth
hold the light. That's my end. Yeah. If my ego gives way at that time, then that's my end. Because for the lightman, even I am the same, with all due respect, even Rajni sir or Shah Rukh Khan, and everybody is the same because the bata that he gets per day is the same.
Yeah.
So he's seen more number of directors and more number of actors than I have. So there might be a very good actor hidden within him than it's within me. So I can actually pick a good point if he tells me. So if we leave our egos and eventually understand that we are all working as a team, I guess that makes the whole experience of the film wonderful.
Fantastic. So when you come back, I'm going to ask you the last bit thing of everybody has a favorite thing that happened to them. Favorite because that's the only way time they really felt, man, I'm finally an actor. I've done something. So do you have anything like that? I'll find out when you come back. Okay, and I pulled off something really difficult today. I didn't think I could do that scene because sometimes they have complex scenes asking you to laugh and cry at the same time, or I don't know what the hell. Is there anything that you really felt tough when you did any particular scene?
I don't know, not really tough. I felt tough to get out of a character even after a film got done. That was one thing which was satisfying in a way, and also haunting because I wanted to get into some other shoes eventually.
So you're a method actor, as they call it?
I love it that way.
Yeah?
I love it that way. I mean, my soul is happier that way. Because, in fact, there was this film called Pidichirukku that I did. And it's about... I used to tell the heroine... The second half of the film is basically the search for the girl.
Okay.
And there's this boy from a small town in Thoothukudi who goes to Pune to look for her. So he has a language barrier. He doesn't know Hindi, Marathi. There's no place to stay. His money gets lost. Stuff like that. So he lives at the railway station and he goes in search for the girl without an address. It's a very nice film. It's more like an Iranian film. I loved working with the director.
Okay.
And I used to tell the heroine whenever she used to come to Pune for a shoot, I said, you bloody... she's from Bombay. So I told her, you are at your home enjoying TV.
Yeah.
It's me, the cameraman, the director.
We're all foreigners.
We're all looking for you.
Yeah.
No, in a way, I was like an assistant director for the film because I was the only person in the whole unit who knew Hindi and Marathi.
Yeah, I figured that.
But the funda was, we are all looking for the girl. They find a new frame, they'll say, Ashok, go there, cry. The frame is nice. We'll use it as a song montage somewhere.
Okay.
Ashok, this frame is nice,
so
cry.
just snap a finger and say, do that.
And that film taught me that I can switch on and switch off when I wanted to cry and...
Good.
But the funda was, I used to listen to sad songs.
You prepare yourself to get into the mood.
Because the mood of the second half was to be down. So I used to listen to sad songs. I used to watch
depressing
TV.
Music.
Never
That's
slept.
when it works.
I never slept, and the under eyes. It all showed.
Okay.
After the entire, there was a sequence where the shot got cut, and I was still crying on the platform at Lonavala in the night, 2:30 in the night. The shot got cut, and I knew that the shot is cut. I knew that people are looking. I knew I couldn't stop, and I was just crying.
But people around you knew that you were acting?
Yeah,
or do they take you for...
Yeah, because the lights are on, the camera is on.
So there's no doubting that.
Yeah.
But it's just that you got in the mood and
it
kept on going.
I was there. It was a mid shot. The shot got done. I collapsed. I was on my knees on the platform. I was crying. People first didn't want to come close to me, wondering what happened.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
hit him as he went by.
I was like, I know what's happening, but I don't know. It's not in my control. Just leave.
Okay, so you just came out of it slowly.
Very slowly. And then after that film got done, it took me about 15 odd days to still come out of it. That's when I met my friends. We went for go-karting. We used to go for films. I wanted to get out of that zone. So that was, as an actor, a satisfying experience. It was nice.
How important is your co-star? In particular, when I say co-star, I mean the heroines. Half of them don't seem to have anything to do with the movie, barring looking pretty and sing a song or something. Mm-hmm. But are they really important? Do they contribute to your acting?
It's always a give and take of energy. It's always a give and take of energy. Be even your character
considering they're there for just that's such a short time with you, and the rest of the time you're beating up the baddies and doing all the other things that a hero does.
Right.
How important are they?
Well, they are. I mean, they do add color to the painting.
Sure. Yeah. No doubt about that. And I'm just saying in the intensity of your acting.
Well, that depends upon even what subject and what strengths their character holds in the entire framework of that story. But obviously, one good thing, grass is always greener on the other side. You had Vaijayanti Malaji, you had Hema Maliji, and all doing good up in Bombay, in Bollywood.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of non-Tamil speaking heroines who do good here. So for the non-Tamil speaking, the good thing is that I strike a good chord with them because I know the language that they speak.
Okay.
Be it Malayalam or Hindi. So we first become good friends, and that chemistry eventually reflects on screen as well. So I think it's always a good.
You have a movie in the pipeline now?
I have Ula that's coming up next, where for the first time, I'm playing the baddie, I'm playing the villain in the film, which was an exciting experience as well.
Well, is
Ula.
it acting-wise better than being the hero?
I chose the role, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I mean, I had a choice between, it's a very flamboyant, eccentric, womanizer,
Wow, you must have fun
selfish.
doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Who was
Because
the
as a
heroine?
hero, you just get one heroine.
Who is it?
As a villain, you actually get three of them. So,
Yeah.
jokes apart, but it's basically a director's film. The one who directed Muran, Mr. Rajan Madhav is the director of the film.
All right.
So there are different characters in the film. I felt that this character could actually have a song because he's so flamboyant, he's so
So did you
selfish.
get a song? Did you get a song?
I didn't. And the director said, Ashok, your logic is right. Let me give it a thought and I'll let you know once I work on the script. He called me at 2 in the night and he said, Ashok, I'm sorry. Because there are 3-4 stories which conglomerate into a climax. The screenplay is so tight that I'm not able to place a song.
No place
so
to
you
slip
still
this
do.
in. Okay.
So you still do have a choice whether you want to play Salim, the villain, or you want to play this other character, or the goody boy. I said I just had to make one decision: whether I'm an actor who can dance or a dancer who can act.
And you
I
chose?
said I go up with Salim. I want to act.
So, Ashok, thanks for coming.
Pleasure.
It's been lovely having you over.
Pleasure.
And so your film is around the corner now?
Yeah, hopefully in April or May. Ula is there, and then there's a Tamil Telugu bilingual, which is also on the verge of completion. There's Kanigapuram Sandipal. There's a hardcore nativity film. Good to live different lives. I want to see it all hitting the theaters. And
Best of
reaching the
luck, boss.
audience. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah, we'll see you in the theater. Not you,
Absolutely.
but see you on screen.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks.
Thanks, sir.